If you pay close attention to language, you'd notice that words have secret and interesting lives of their own, many of them with some fascinating stories attached to them. English language is particularly rich in words of this kind. We'll be covering these words gradually in different videos. Today, I have selected 3 words to give you a taste of it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Curiosity Ride with Imran Munir. In this video, we explore the history of 3 commonly used English words that have their origins in Greek mythology. You'd be surprised at how these words have such fantastic and colorful stories behind them. So let's get started. First, let's briefly explain what Greek mythology is. It's a collection of myths featuring gods, heroes, mythical creatures, and rituals of the ancient Greeks. Through these stories, the ancient Greeks tried to explain the origin of the world, human nature, and the workings of the natural phenomena. The Greeks weren't the only ones developing myths while trying to explain the workings of nature. Myths were common in many ancient nations and cultures such as Scandinavia, India, and Africa. But the imaginative appeal of Greek myths has remained unmatched, especially in the Western world. No wonder the influence of these myths is hard to miss in so much of Western art, literature, and philosophy. Our first word is siren. Surely when you hear the word siren, your mind immediately pictures a loud wailing sound. It could be the siren of an ambulance, a fire truck, or a police vehicle perhaps. No matter which vehicle you have in mind, a siren signals emergency or danger. So what does siren have to do with Greek mythology? Well, in Greek mythology, sirens were dangerous creatures who lived on a rocky island in the sea. They were half woman, half bird, and they had a voice so beautiful, so enchanting, that sailors who heard their songs would be drawn irresistibly towards them. Their sweet melodies would force sailors to turn their ships in that direction, leading them to crash their ships on the treacherous rocks below. Thus, the sirens represented the ultimate temptation, beautiful, attractive, and deadly. One of the most famous stories involving sirens comes from Homer's Odyssey, an epic poem featuring Odysseus as the main character. The poem chronicles Odysseus' long journey home after the Trojan War. His journey is full of danger along the way. Among so many other hurdles that he must overcome to reach home is passing by the island where the sirens live. Odysseus knows about the sirens' deadly power. He orders his crew to plug their ears with beeswax so as not to hear the siren's song and be tempted to go in that direction. But Odysseus is curious and keen to hear the siren's song himself. He wants to know firsthand what is so tempting in their voice that leads so many sailors to their destruction. So he asks his crew to tie him to the mast of his ship so he could safely hear their enchanting song without being able to steer the ship in that direction. When Odysseus hears the siren's hauntingly beautiful song, he is entranced. He strains against the ropes, begging his men to untie him so he can swim to the islands where the sirens live. But the men with their ears plugged cannot hear his cries and row onward. As the ship speeds away, the siren's song fades into the distance. Only then the men unplug their ears and untie Odysseus, who has been saved from the siren's deadly allure. This story has secured Siren's place in popular culture as a symbol of dangerous temptation. Our next word is atlas. As you probably know, atlas refers to a collection of maps or a book containing maps. In Greek mythology, Atlas belonged to the race of the Titans. Titans were giant, immortal gods with superhuman strength. Perhaps you can already guess that the word Titanic came from the Titans. Anyway, Atlas fought with the Titans in a war against Zeus. Zeus became the king of gods after winning this war. He then punished Atlas by making him hold up the sky on his shoulders, and Atlas was doomed to carry this burden forever. It is for this reason that Atlas is shown in most artistic images as carrying the world on his shoulders. Atlas not only gave his name to collections of maps, but also to the Atlas Mountains in northern Africa, and the great Atlantic Ocean is also named after him. Music needs no introduction. You know it the moment you hear it. As for the word music, it comes from the muses in Greek mythology. The muses were 9 goddesses presiding over the arts and sciences. Each muse was responsible for a specific domain, such as poetry, dance, and of course music. The ancient Greeks believed that it was the muses who gave inspiration to poets and musicians. Many poets and artists therefore invoked the muses' help when trying to create a major piece of work. So the next time you hear these words, remember their ancient origins. These words are a reminder of how myths and language are intertwined, acting as a bridge between the past and the present. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. Stay tuned for a lot more on this channel. Bye bye.